Marcus was intelligent, successful, and influential, with a self-assured smile and confidence that attracted others. But while he had material wealth, he held little regard for anything he couldn't see or touch. Especially when it came to Christianity, Marcus would say, "How can anyone believe in fairy tales like that?" He took every chance to mock the teachings of Jesus and Christians, claiming they were following foolish stories of some ancient book. Over the years, Marcus's words became sharper, his tone more cynical. He prided himself on waking people up from what he saw as the delusion of faith. Friends and colleagues began to withdraw from him quietly. His words were too harsh, his tone too dismissive, and his heart too closed. Then, in an unexpected turn of fate, Marcus's life began to unravel. His investments failed, his business collapsed, and the friends who had once flocked to his parties faded away. His beautiful home was sold off to cover debts, and his former wealth disappeared as quickly as it had come. Soon, Marcus found himself alone, haunted by emptiness in a modest, lonely apartment with only the memories of his former success. For days, Marcus wrestled with bitterness. The anger he once directed at others turned inward, poisoning his thoughts, his heart, and his soul. Nights became an unending cycle of tossing and turning, while mornings greeted him with a hollow ache that nothing could fill. One evening, when despair hung over him like a dark cloud, Marcus found himself sitting at his tiny kitchen table, head in his hands. The once bold man, who had been so sure of himself, now trembled in the silence of his isolation. In that moment of despair, Marcus felt a strange pull, a small whisper in his heart, urging him to pray. Prayer. The thought was absurd to him. He hadn't prayed since he was a child, and he certainly had no faith left in him. But desperation has a way of opening even the most stubborn of hearts. That night, with no real sense of hope, Marcus whispered, "God, if you're there, if there's anything true about what I've denied, then show me something." In the morning, Marcus felt strangely compelled to continue. Unsure of what he was doing, he prayed again, this time thanking God simply for the fact that he'd survived through the night. And so, each morning and night, Marcus would bow his head, even if just for a few moments, to pray. After a few weeks, he began experiencing vivid dreams. In one, he found himself in a dark, eerie landscape, standing before a massive pot bubbling with a boiling, fiery liquid. His heart filled with dread as he sensed he was teetering on the edge, feeling the terrible heat searing his skin. Just as he slipped forward, feeling the flames lick at his feet, a hand reached down and grabbed him. Marcus looked up to see a figure, glowing with radiant light, a figure he knew, though he had never truly believed in, Jesus. Jesus pulled Marcus up, his face kind yet firm, his hand warm and strong. "Come with me," Jesus said, leading Marcus away from the flames and back to solid ground. When Marcus awoke, his heart was pounding, and he felt a deep sense of awe and relief. Unable to shake the dream, Marcus decided to visit a church that Sunday. The sermon was about redemption and second chances, and it felt like the pastor was speaking directly to him. Week after week, he returned, listening and growing, feeling his heart soften with every message. He began to read the Bible, discovering a peace he had never known. Over the years, Marcus's faith deepened. The man who had once mocked Christianity was now not just a believer but a servant of the very faith he had despised. In time, he even felt a calling to share the grace and love he had found, and he took up the role of a pastor. Marcus's life transformed as he dedicated himself to serving others, offering the wisdom of his journey from darkness into light, sharing the beauty of redemption with anyone who would listen. And Marcus never forgot the dream, nor the hand that had pulled him from the fire. That dream had set him on a new path, one he followed every day, filled with gratitude for the Savior who had saved him. His life became a testament to the power of grace, and he spent his days sharing that message, knowing that through Jesus, any life, even one as broken as his, could be made whole again.